Hello, ghouls and goblins.
Goblin theater.
That is some docking, and of course, when you hear the docking, you know we're talking to our dear friend who's currently docking with docking.
He's rocking with docking.
I meant that to be like a boat thing because he's rock
yeah.
on.
Well, don't worry, Griff, because the yacht is in dry dock. That's why we got him now.
Oh yeah, okay.
Ladies,
it's
boat
winterized.
Shoes, the captain's hat are in the closet.
Yeah, you winterize that shit, right? I mean,
yeah.
It's up in storage.
It's up in storage. Okay,
Hair Metal Sean is here, people.
That's right. It's been
The man,
over a
the
year.
Myth, the legend, Hair Metal Sean.
Over a year.
Thanks for having me back.
Well, thank you for
Sean,
coming
how do you
here.
do it? How do you find jack-o'-lantern print spandex pants? How does that work? You're so ready for this podcast.
I took a crocheting class, and I actually made
crochet spandex.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow!
Very, very fine needles. Back and forth, back and forth.
You think they would have to get down to like
how-
the machine?
It's like knit 1, purl 2.
Yeah.
Mine's knit 2, purl 4.
Oh,
So-
wow.
Wow.
You got a lot of time when you're out on the high seas, I bet.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I'm nodding my head on a podcast.
I do that too. It's still hard even after hundreds of hours of doing this. So, this movie, obviously you picked it. We enjoyed the shit out of it. And you've got 9.5 pages of facts, arrows, highlighting, doodles. It's
Either
beautiful.
that or he knows who killed JFK.
You got in highlights DMK right now, which took me way too long to figure out. There's maybe 6 characters in this movie, and I still didn't get it until Murray told it to me. But we'll get to that later. Right off the bat, big star of this movie, Catherine Mary Stewart.
Huge star.
Huge
In
hair.
our world.
Huge star.
In everyone's world. Yep. She got her start in soap operas, actually.
Soap
So did Sam, too. They both.
Days of Our Lives.
I don't know what soap operas.
Oh,
but
come on. There's
Never
only
mind
3.
that. She got her start in the greatest musical of history of cinema.
I didn't even realize this, and this is like my favorite movie, The Fucking Apple.
Griff, give me a little taste of what she said.
Oh, you want the speed? I already told you I don't have clips.
Well, we're giving them to you. Speed.
Fucking baby from the apple.
Baby
Oh,
from the Apple, yep. She's
No.
been in a lot of stuff.
have you? Never
Nothing
mind.
to eclipse that, though. by far.
Yeah. But let's see. She tried to be in Nightmare on Elm Street. Is that wrong?
That's wrong. Yeah, you
Oh,
are
okay.
correct. That is wrong. No,
The reverse.
yeah, she got the part, and Heather Langenkamp actually auditioned to be
From Nightmare.
from Nightmare on Street.
Oh, wow. I really fucked that up.
So-
You see, I was trying to watch a video, someone explained the facts of the movie, and there was something about him I didn't like, and so clearly I didn't listen closely.
No.
Yep.
But you've got the fact sheets here, so I know you're true.
I could have made them up. You don't know.
I don't care. You got it written down.
As long as they're entertaining, we don't care.
Yeah, that's
we make
true.
How many facts do we make up every episode?
I'm pretty sure every one of our episodes is 100% factual.
Are you saying everything on the internet is not true?
Ooh.
I believe everything I read on the internet.
Fair enough.
Yeah. We're getting into some dark territory. Anything else about Kristen Mary Stewart? I thought we were going to... We
She
ended up
was
talking about this for
in,
5 minutes at the
Last
shop.
Starfighter.
I don't
She
know.
was in Weekend at Bernie's, parts 1 and 2.
Oh.
What happened to her? She was in a lot of shit, and then she just dropped off.
She's still doing stuff. It's just nobody's watching. I don't know.
Aw.
I didn't.
Is she at Netflix level still?
Maybe Tubi. Maybe
That's what I watched this on, too.
Tubi level?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I watched the 240p version on YouTube. Do not recommend.
240p.
Oh, yeah. It was really bad quality. It's like Super Nintendo quality. Audio's good. Video, terrible.
Yeah, 50-50.
Yeah, I'll take it. I got what I needed out of it. There's we got the post-apocalyptic thing happening here.
Right.
I thought they did a really cheesy 80s effect. You're telling me this was a real just a filter. They just slapped that shit on there?
Yeah, so like there's the director was talking about how there's a lot of color tones in this movie. He intentionally had different color tones for certain things, but the red filter was just a filter over the top of it.
Were you into
Easy
the
peasy.
outside stuff?
Yeah, I mean it was part of the movie. I mean that wasn't my favorite. What, like driving around in the I
just mean like the background effect. I was just kind of bummed out by that.
Well, it was supposed to be the what are they? Brick dust.
Yes.
So like there was lots of smoke and stuff like that. That was literally them throwing brick dust up into the air and
that's
stuff
cool.
to make it that kind
Very
of color.
practical.
And that's
practical.
what in some of the outdoor shots where they have the people who've been dusted, like turned to dust. I don't know
because that was the corpses instead of having
it was, but that one of the big facts that they were all pointing out on the internet was that there's tons of people outside for the party watching.
Yeah,
and there's like 7 dusted bodies. So,
well, it's hard
Maybe
to come up with that.
they had to go to work the next day, so they went inside. And
Maybe.
tea party. They all just went off to.
Last week was really big about rules. I was trying to figure out during this movie, what were the rules to surviving this night?
you had to be in a steel room.
Was it just steel room?
Yeah.
And you had to have the vents closed.
Well, I think
Vents closed.
And that's a big key.
yeah. So that's why only 3 people survived, or 5. Survived.
Because let's go through this. Because last week we didn't really narrow down the rules right off the bat. We just kind of were loosey-goosey with the rules,
so
was
the
movie.
movie.
Yeah. Because Buddha was super effective, but then it didn't give a shit. So we'll go ahead. We'll try to lay this out.
Much like Superman.
Is this
can't see through steel?
Yeah, we find out that Reg was in a steel enclosed room, and
Yes.
they explain that to ad nauseum. While
Because it makes sense that you'd have a steel enclosed movie theater.
yeah,
It was explained that it was a fire retardant thing back like when they first started them.
okay.
That's why it was
Got
no
it.
windows, nothing.
okay, and so Sam ended up retreating to a steel shed.
Yep.
Yes.
The
She
shed.
pretended to run away from home, and she just hid in a shed.
After she got popped by Doris.
Oof,
Doris, you bitch.
oof. And then Hector. What did we learn about Hector? Where
He
did
spent the night in his cab, in his truck, in the
His
back.
Lincoln Hawk truck. He
Oh.
was doing the arm pulls.
So it was clearly full of steel. That's why his one arm
He
is
was full of
huge
steel.
and the other arm
He
is
was full
weak.
of steel. He was banging some hitchhiker he picked up.
That's right. He was like, I picked up this girl from Illinois.
Get about
I have
it.
2 voices.
Get about.
Speaking of
Where's
voices,
Richie?
Hector's voice at the end of the movie. Is he about my level of doing a Western accent?
Oh, the Texan?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think Hydrophil's a little better.
And you know what? I think that's really the only other character we meet in the wilderness outside the one at the very end of the movie, which we won't worry about. What I'm curious about, hot take, you already rejected this earlier, but we're still going to do this live. This guy who told me all these horrible facts that I did not listen to said that this was the sole inspiration of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I mean, it could have been. I don't know that. I know it was inspired by the movie Valley Girl, because that was a very hot thing right at the time when they made this.
I watched some of that. It was like on MeTV.
Me
I don't think I've
TV.
ever watched the movie all the way through. I've
Valley
seen-
Girl?
Yeah. And I was cracking up because so the whole point is Nicolas Cage is like the true punk rock kind of guy, and she lives out in the valley. She's like a mall girl.
Mm-hmm.
So he notices her. He crashes a party she's at. I think it was her party, but he like hides in the bathroom, and he waits until she
Does he rig up the toilet seat?
Yes, he does that. And he does an upper decker. He does all this.
Well, I would bet for a different rig, but that's even better.
And then so she comes out. Like she finally has to use the bathroom. He like. I don't even know if they know. I haven't seen the whole movie. I don't know if they even know each other at this
Wow.
point. But he comes out and is like, "You got to come with me. I got to show you like how real it is." And she's like, "All right." She's like, "I'm into it, but I got to bring my friend." And he's like, "No, we don't care." So him and his buddy and her friend, they drive down to like Hollywood.
Wow.
And they go to a club.
I know where you're going with this.
So they go in this club. You probably never even heard of these guys, but this
No.
band called the Plimsouls is playing.
No.
Million
miles away.
miles away. Pussy ass shit all around. But fucking Nicolas Cage has the nerve to be like, this music has heart and passion. All that fucking bullshit you're listening to, it's crap. Meanwhile, she was listening to like psychedelic first, and she was listening to like underground shit.
Yeah,
too.
wow.
And I'm like, really? You couldn't have hired like Black Flag or some like real punk band just be in this scene?
Any punk band, but like, hey guys, $200, start a movie, be you.
But so I'm like, you got some nerve like gatekeeping her when you're listening to the same ass shit she's listening to.
Damn.
But anyway, back to Night of the Comet. Or do you have anything you want to
No,
add
the
about
Plimsolls are actually a bar band. They're not. It's just a run-of-the-mill rock and roll bar band. But I remember seeing that, and I remember it took me out of the movie as well. It's like what's the movie with Christian Slater that Tarantino wrote? True Romance. Yeah, when he worked in a comic book shop, and he took her to show her all the greatest hits in the comics, and he picked up Darkhawk. Was the first book, and I'm like,
was it really Dark
dude,
Hawk?
that's a quarter bin book, man. Come on,
man.
Darkhawk.
Mm-hmm.
And then he takes her to those grindhouse theaters we have all in Detroit to show kung fu movies.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we got like 2 now. Oh man, so you've noticed there's been a lot of facts in this episode. There's about to be a lot more because again, 9.5 pages. So I think we're ready for some trailer, and when we come out of it, it's gonna start with facts. So let's do this.
All right, everybody, prepare. Put on your headband with the little balls on the end that look like comets for $9. And
$9?
And even back then, that was a lot of fucking money. Like $9?
Well, these are the $7.50 ones, but you know what? Those are shit. They're literally frozen balls of turds.
But you know what isn't a frozen ball of turds? This movie. And we're going to talk about it right after this trailer for Night of the Comet.
Did you ever wonder what it would be like to be one of the last people on Earth?
We're talking ghost town!
Who would you see?
There's nobody. I mean, there's nobody.
What would you do?
Hey, I'm sorry if the end of the world makes me a little nervous.
Where would you go?
The stars are open!
Well, get ready to find out, because the comet is coming into your orbit.
The legal drinking age is now 10, but you will need ID. Let's be real.
It's the Night of the Comet.
What do you give me if I come back?
Texas?
Night of the Comet.
I'll be taking requests from all you teenage comet zombies.
The night the teenagers ruled the world.
Yeah!
Night of the Comet.
The burden of civilization is on us.
Fiction, isn't it?
All right, welcome back. Some kind of trailer. Didn't listen to it. Hopefully it's not as bad as last week's, which was just explosions and gagging noises. Maybe it was shorter. Who knows? But what matters is we start with a nice voiceover. And a voiceover that I learned, I didn't even remember the voiceover. But apparently I would have remembered it if they went with their original idea for the voiceover. Who was originally going to do the voiceover?
Mr. Vincent Price.
Vincent fucking Price.
Almost as good as if Christopher Lee did it.
I like Christopher Lee doing things.
Neck
But-
and neck.
Neck and neck.
Pun intended.
65 million years ago.
So
It is uncanny.
Comet. Kill the dinosaur. That's what we learn, people. 65 million years ago was the last time this comet... They didn't even name the comet, did they? It's just the comet.
It was Roger.
it's Roger the Comet.
Roger the Comet.
I'm just making that up as we go.
You don't have to
And
admit
there's
that.
no name.
Don't admit that.
We
It was
learned-
legit. It was Roger.
That possibly...
Thank you.
65 million. The last time it was 65 million years ago. They killed the dinosaurs, and that's why it makes sense that it kills all life on our planet. Because the dinosaurs didn't have steel, so they did nothing. They were helpless.
Yeah. They could have been down in the cave, though.
Where did fossils come from then?
Ooh.
They were
snag.
they were in a building. I don't know.
No! God damn, you're
You
stumped
know
already?
what? You know what that tells me? That creationism's true.
We've had
I've
a
been trying
breakthrough
to tell
here.
you this the whole time. I'm an atheist, but I believe in creationism. It's the dumbest thing I've ever said. Okay.
So everyone's excited because you remember, you were around that time, Halley's Comet. We had Halley's Comet fever back then. Everybody was talking about it.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. It's like an
What was
eclipse.
it,
Everybody's
85,
freaking...
86 when Halley's Comet came by?
Yep.
And I never saw it. Did you see it?
I don't even remember.
Which,
I guess.
I was gonna have a follow up.
You weren't alive.
Yeah, I was gonna follow up about what ocean he was out on, but he's not gonna remember that either.
The Black Sea.
Oh, you see, that's when you're on the Black Sea.
You were with those oligarchs, those Russian oligarchs.
Oh man,
Ours.
you got to be careful about that with the Epstein stuff still in the air.
Of course, since we're talking about
Not saying you're
comets, it brings
affiliated.
me back to, of course, my favorite episode,
Thanks.
Life Force, which also had a comet theme.
Highly underrated episode.
Highly
thank you.
underrated. And so everybody's excited. It's almost Christmas time.
Yep.
Christmas
is coming
and
early.
a comet. Oh man.
And so, like you pointed out before the trailer break, our heroine, Regina, is working at a movie theater.
Regina.
Okay.
And she's going for the high score.
On Tempest, which was really hard.
I think she was right around 65 million points.
Give or take a few.
Yeah.
And her wily boss is trying to sell these shitty-ass Comet headbands.
I gotta admit something here. Too many of these older bald people in movies remind me of, I think it's the dad in Ray Romano's show.
Peter Boyle?
Yes. They all remind me of Peter Boyle. So every time I watch a movie, they have an older, kind of a dickish old person. I'm always like, is that Peter Boyle?
No.
Peter Boyle was awesome.
He was a little too big for this.
He was Frankenstein.
He was. Yes, that's right.
was
We were just
young.
talking about that earlier.
He was also in Johnny Dangerously. He was the boss.
He was also in Taxi Driver.
There's a lot of
By
movies
the way,
he was
did you
in,
hear
by the
Joker
way.
came out?
Are we just going to keep saying movie titles today?
Yeah.
High score.
Well, we see she's got the top 10 high scores.
Yeah.
She's a gamer.
She's a gamer.
She's
Gamer
not
girl.
one of those fake gamer girls like we have now.
Yeah, she's real big.
She was real.
Oh, hot take.
Hot take.
Oh,
indeed.
boy.
Well, she doesn't cam naked while she's playing video games. She's about the game. Damn it.
Well, she's got that. I describe it as the Tommy from the Who movie, Tommy, where she's eyes completely glazed over and she's still a fucking savant when she plays that game.
Right.
That's a
Show plays the
means
mean
good, right?
Tempest.
Savant. Well, you didn't call her an idiot savant, so yeah.
Okay, good. But yeah, she's playing a mean pinball.
She's not playing that actually either, though.
What?
Yeah, well,
What are you talking about?
She wasn't really playing the game. Lots of people thought she was a real gamer. She wasn't actually playing the
So
game.
that proves my point.
Hot take.
Gamer girls are fake.
no. Is that why she had her boobs kind of pushed up and out? And
There's many
What?
reasons why she had
Yeah.
that
She
problem.
was wearing
That
like
makes
a
sense.
Usher costume.
That
What
was
are you talking
that was the
about?
thing about the fake gamer girls, but
Oh. I've
right
moved-
over the Murray
moved
head.
past that.
yeah, that's all right.
I've moved on.
But what's important is DMK has hit the leaderboard.
Wasn't that a serial killer? The DMK killer?
Yeah, that sounds like a serial killer.
I don't know.
Or a rapper, DMC.
DeMarcus Marcus' cousin.
So, yeah, she's like, what the
DMX.
fuck? I'm the queen of Tempest, not this douchebag.
But fake Peter Boyle's like, Regina!
Walk the theater.
We gotta get to work here. We gotta walk the theater. Here's a flashlight. Here's mace. There's fucking crazies everywhere.
The kids will cut up the seats.
And this is where we get to see, him trying to peddle those fucking alien head.
Comet.
Comet, yeah.
We get all these like stock footage of Times Square at New Year's. Like it's supposed to be like the people out for the comet. But it's
Yeah.
obviously
Countdown.
Oh.
New Year's.
And Regina doesn't really quite hit the theater and check for anybody. She goes straight to the real room,
Yeah, projector booth.
or projector booth, which is steel lined, by the way.
By the way, and we meet Larry, her boyfriend. Well, not really her boyfriend.
No,
They're
no,
fuck buddies.
not a boyfriend at all. No.
They're not serious. He's like fucking in a projectionist booth.
She's a cheap date.
She's
And she brings her own popcorn.
Oh,
She brings her own snacks.
yeah, she did. She had a couple Twizzlers.
And he's on the phone, and he's just like, "Hey, you fucking piece of shit! I'm not loaning out some sci-fi movie. I forget
Yeah.
what it was. Like,
That's an
it came
original
from outer
cut.
Space.
Yeah.
He's like, $100. Fucking shove that up your ass." And the guy's like, 110. He's like, "I'll think about that."
I'll think about it.
And then we learn that he needs Reg in the projection booth to watch the movie while he goes out to loan out this reel to this guy. So that's why
Oh.
she's up there.
Okay.
And they're going to bone, too. And so he loans it out, and then they just go to Bone Town.
There were the
Any promises are $10.
$15.
Oh,
Oh, did she haggle him up?
I thought it was 10.
I think
It was
before they
15.
fuck, though, she gets a call from Sam, her sister, right?
Oh,
Right?
well, that.
Correct.
And the adorable
confirmed.
Sam, played by
Kelly Maroney from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. She played the annoying cheerleader in that.
Oh, Chopping
most
Mall.
well-known Chopping Mall.
Yeah.
so
Which,
she
yeah,
had quite the
comes up
resume.
later. Yeah.
And she's at home with her stepmom Doris.
Fucking
Big party.
Doris.
Big fucking block party. Everybody's out there. She's above it all. She's a kid. She doesn't respect it. She's not gonna be alive for this again. She's like, whatever. I'm a kid.
Yeah.
And she's busting out with the Hulkamania colors. She's got the yellow and red on. She's looking
Yeah.
great. Got the big 80s hair. I love it. And Doris the bitch. So what we learn is their dad is in Honduras.
Okay.
In a-
I couldn't nail it down where
Fighting
Dad
the
was.
Contras, yeah.
Fighting
Yeah,
the Contras,
oh.
Sandinistas, whatever they're fighting.
Terrible war.
But he's just born for war. That's what he's
It's a warrior.
exactly.
And also, Doris sucks, so he needs to get away from her.
Well, he needs somebody to take care of his kids because his wife. We learned that he came home from Vietnam, had the kids, was fucked up. The wife bailed on him, so he's like, "Fuck, I don't want to take care of these kids."
Oh, that explained. Okay. I thought Doris was the real mom.
No, Doris' stepmom.
Guys, I'm learning.
Stepmom stepping out on the warrior.
Chuck.
Hey-o.
She's all about Chuck
Enter Chuck.
because when the cat's away, the mice will play.
Oh, well, goddamn right.
And
That's
so-
an active cul-de-sac. And Chuck, he's looking for a lady who could shred the dick.
She's looking to fuck,
And
He's
Doris
looking
can
to fuck.
shred the dick.
It's Spice Street. That's where they live.
And so Sam and what's her name, Reg?
Yeah.
They're like their daddy's girls. So like they love their dad. They know Doris is a bitch. They and that's why we learn how they're so tough because they got a fucking hard ass special forces dad, so they can
Yeah.
handle their shit.
I think they have a soft dad who happens to be militant, and then they have a horrible stepmom who tries to look over him.
So the mom's like, "Look, I'm trying to fuck Chuck here. Can you get the fuck off the phone and get out here?" And Sam's, being a kid, she's like, "Eh." They slap each other, and then Doris just fucking nails.
I mean, there's a very important line that our good friend Sean
There
hit us
is.
with.
There's a specific line that
What
leads
set
into...
Doris off, Chris?
They slap each other, and then she says, "You were born with an asshole, Doris. You don't need Chuck."
Oof.
And then,
That's
bam!
like, how do you recover from that? You got to punch somebody.
Yeah, you
because
just punch 'em.
There's no verbal response that tops that.
Laid her out, knocked her right into the wall.
Laid her out,
crumpled.
They picked her arm up 3 times.
Like a
3
sack of
times.
potatoes.
Oh,
She was
man.
out.
Just
Hulkamania
done.
was not running wild. So she, huffs out and then leaves. She's like, "Fuck you," and then takes off.
And we get to catch Reg in a moment of sweet $15 romance with Larry. You said his name was?
His name was Larry.
Man,
Larry.
they are camping out on that floor. Things are getting hot and heavy.
It ain't just
You-
it ain't just pop that's making that floor sticky.
Yeah. And
This is also a porno theater. I'll
Is-
tell you people, by the way,
I
right?
feel-
Wasn't it a porno theater?
I think this was a complete 80s joke, not being able to take off a bra. Because Larry the whole time is behind and she's got a top on. I thought that's what was supposed to be happening. And she's like, I thought that was what was supposed to be happening here.
He does
Were
hit the
they-
button, though, because she
were-
does eventually come
They were
into it.
fucking? I thought they were just like after fucking. They were fucking. In
I think it was prelude
Pre.
to fuck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was still frisking around.
Yeah.
So then this is where he brings up the important plot point.
Yes.
That there's steel. I don't remember why he did.
She wanted to look out and watch the comet. She wanted
Yeah,
to see the
yeah.
comet, too. And she's like, God, there's no windows. And he's like, it was a pre-code kind of deal where they had to have everything fire retardant. So that's why
Yeah.
there were no windows, and it was all built out of steel.
And when she heard about all that fucking fire retardant, and everything, she's just like, I am so hot right now.
Yeah.
All this, what was it?
the dirty
FICA?
talk.
Well, they do some-
FISA? What's the
What?
work safety? crew?
OSHA.
All this OSHA talk is getting me hot and heavy. Let's do it right now.
Wasn't
Put
there
on
a
her
little,
hard
like,
hat and
nerd,
steel-toed
pillow
boots.
talk with Superman?
I mean, that was part of it. Was
Yeah, yeah.
all the structure and everything.
Well, she nerd gatekeeps him because he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, man, even Superman couldn't see through this shit. And she's like, hey, fuckhead, Superman can't see through lead, not steel.
Ugh. He
So
could
not only is she a fake gamer girl, she's a fake comic nerd.
Oh man, she's going real hard. And he's like, I think he once cooked a duck with this laser fish. And shut the fuck up and let's do it. I like this about her. I could see
She's a
why.
take charge kind of girl.
I could see why Joss Whedon was all about it. Because is that his name? Joss?
Joss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jocelyn
Wheaton.
And so let's get to this fucking comet, guys.
Yeah, it's time. It's comet time.
Flies across. What we hear like on the news, like it flew over Newfoundland, but we're not getting any responses from Newfoundland anymore. So we're like knowing like something's up, and it's
because those Newfies are really chatty usually too.
Yeah,
so.
oh god, I met a guy from Newfoundland. He was awful.
No, sounds
and
terrible.
He had that. He really did have the cliche Canadian. Hey dear, like
oh no,
boot, and I was like, yikes. And so, comet comes and everybody dies. Everybody gets incinerated. End of movie, guys.
End of movie.
So what'd you think?
It was okay.
All right.
I gotta say, I liked Reg. I wanted to see it expand. I wanted to see her play some more games, but
But never got to get sixth place in
yeah, she never got her top 10 leaderboard back.
Of course, we're kidding, guys.
So next morning, we're waking up. We're assuming everything's dead, I guess, but Reg is very alive. The morning sickness is not a thing because she's not pregnant. I meant to say morning wood.
Well, he might have it, but he's got wood for that film.
He's too angry.
He's like, where the fuck? The guy was supposed to deliver it at an hour ago.
Man, you guys saved me on that segue. I fucked it up.
And he's like, this is what we do. And so he's like, look, stay here. I'm going to go see what this fuck face is.
Yeah.
Got the reel.
And if he shows up, you tell him, you're a fucking dick. I need $120, and I'm going to kick his ass later. She's like, well, what about my $15? Don't I get like an Egg McMuffin? That was the worst product placement we've seen yet. To hear Reg talk about Egg McMuffins.
Yeah. And then she said, you hear the McRib is back?
Oh, come on. Are we really doing this?
We did.
And he's just like, I'll give you some eggs. And I don't know what that means. And then he leaves. And he immediately gets attacked by a fucking zombie.
Gets clobbered by a pipe wrench right in the head. Boom.
Oh, yeah, that was good. I like the pipe
times.
wrench technique there.
There was some good black and white crime.
Yeah.
And so-
Oh, boy.
Are we Fort Worth now? Wait, reverse that.
Right. And so he gets pummeled and gets dragged off.
Yeah.
And then Sam gets up. She's like, what the fuck, man? Fuck this shit. I'm out of here. Like,
well, she's got it. She's like, I need a quick buzz here, so I'm going to go hit some Twizzlers. And she's like, oh, that fucking 6th place score.
DMK.
It's fucking haunting her.
that's all she was thinking about when she was getting plowed by Larry. She's like, 6th fucking place.
I mean, I heard her mumble, this dick is 6th place. But
From the ground.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So
That was nice.
So she hits the Tempest machine.
Knocks him out. Highly controversial.
yeah,
Highly
because,
controversial.
we all know if you ever played a video game,
Let's,
it's impossible to do this.
Yeah, Sean, what's the problem here?
If you knocked him out of 6th place, he'd drop to 7th place, and then you'd go move up. But she knocks him out, and he just skips the leaderboard altogether.
It's somehow she hits his score exactly,
She's
and it's
just
like
that good.
Totally
What do we do
took
with
me
it?
out of the movie. I was done with this time, guys. I was like, I can believe a comet would kill everybody and make them into dust.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
I believe that the Comet headpiece would cost $9. I was like, that's a fucking deal. These teenagers just need to shut the fuck up and pay the man. Fake Peter Boyle. Anyway, she's gonna head to the back door, Regina, that is.
With the front door.
It's the front door?
Yeah, it's
oh,
right-
that's
right where
right.
the
She's
marquee
gonna
is,
she's
yeah.
gonna go look outside.
She's going to
Check-
prop it open with a
Trash can.
small trash can that weighs about 7 ounces.
It looked like it weighed 40 pounds. She's a great actor.
Did not.
It did not. He knows. He's like, I have that trash can.
Comes out and
The official weight came in at... No, I'm just kidding.
Barry-
Wow, that's in your notes. Fucking Christ.
Guy, he's fucking. That's why we have him on.
That's why. How strong was that door?
What was it?
Oh, the pneumatic pressure?
Pounds
Like how many
per
pounds
square
per
inch.
square inch? Like Pitbull strong.
Oh my God.
I got a pit bull and they're strong.
That your dog is just one dense ball of mass.
Yeah,
Muscle.
it's horrible.
It's mess.
And so, because she didn't do the math like our buddy Sean did,
Yeah.
the door just shuts, And she goes, fuck, whatever. She's like, okay. And
She
goes
knows where
out.
the back doors are
She
at.
goes out. Well, first she sees all this dust on the streets.
Yeah.
And picks up a pair of panties.
And smells them.
Of all the things to pick up, she picks up a pair of
puts it in
red
her-
panties.
And puts it in her pocket and then goes around back. She's like,
you
what's
never
going
know.
on here? And then while she's going back, she sees Larry's motorcycle.
Ugh.
No, first she gets locked out. The door slams shut, shoots off the trash, so then she's got to walk around back.
Okay.
Right. And so she's going to go to the back door. And she's the back door woman.
Hey-o.
Backdoor man. That is
boy.
not in the key of Jim Dandy at all. Wait, is that?
I was thinking of the Doors.
I was going to say that's the Doors. I was thinking the wrong guy. I was thinking the wrong
Jim
Jim.
Morrison, Jim Dandy.
I always think Jim Dandy
Jimbos.
because he's
They're
way
both
better.
they're hot. They're both nasty.
Ooh, I don't know about
And-
that.
and
One of them's
so-
very cold, and it's Jim Morrison. He sucks.
Well, he's dead. That's why he's cold.
Okay.
And so, yeah, she spots Larry's keys on the ground. And she's like, this is odd. Picks them up.
Oh, that's odd.
And then all of a sudden, the black guy comes right out of the trash. He's like, I don't have any money. Leave me alone. And he's like, no, I'm a zombie, bitch. I'm not a panhandler.
No, I'm a zombie. Can't you tell my face is
Can't
all
you tell?
dumb?
I have your guy you just boned fucking dick in my hand. I'm chewing on it. And
I'm shredding this dick in the context you like to use.
And she's like, I don't want to hurt you. And this is the way we learned that her dad taught her well.
Oh
she
my
can
God.
handle her own. She just fucks this zombie up.
I mean,
She does.
as who's our Buffy aficionado here? Is this not a Buffy move?
I guess. I've never seen
I've never seen an episode.
I watched the movie. I didn't see
Yeah,
the...
none of us know.
Okay.
We should have brought in somebody.
We're the worst.
Yeah. But very proto Buffy. She fucks the dude up and jumps on that hog
Yeah.
that Larry owns. Just takes off. He takes off for home. She's like, something's up. Nobody around. And we pointed out is, if you've been to L.A., nobody drives. So there's no cars on any of the streets. There's like one
No.
car at an intersection.
No.
It's the director's car, actually.
Mercedes.
Interesting.
And
It's just parked out at a street light.
so
Nobody in
that's
it,
a little
doors
strange,
open?
but she's like, business as usual. It's like a one-horse town, L.A. No traffic.
No big deal.
I've been to L.A. No
All
traffic.
of America,
No traffic at
all of America's
No
this
gridlock.
way. There's barely any cars. Everything you hear about us being a completely driving commute.
It's all a lie.
Yeah, it's all a lie.
She goes to the valley where she lives. She's going to check up on her sister and Doris.
Yeah, I guess.
And
the
Chuck.
worst.
And, well, I don't know about Chuck. And she goes in the house. It's quiet. She's like, oh shit, what happened?
Yeah.
And then my favorite character, Sam, busts out in her cheerleader outfit.
Yeah.
Said, what's up?
I slept in the shed. I feel great. My back is the best it's ever been.
And Reg is like, have you been out there? Like, nobody's out there.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on? She's like, oh, I don't know. She's a teenage girl. She's all in her own world.
Yeah. She's more worried about getting the next piece of Trident than she is worrying
Well,
about
she's smacking on that gum. You're right. She's like,
the whole movie.
and she's like, hey, man, Pep Squad's meeting was supposed to happen this morning. I don't know what the fuck's going on. And she puts on her boombox. It's the 80s.
Oh, yeah, it's 80s.
Whips out some Frankenberry. Starts eating that. And
Did
Reg is
Frankenberry make it out there in the 80s?
yeah, Frankenberry
Yep.
was around.
I thought that was a East
Hot
Side
chocolate?
thing.
No. That was everywhere.
It's national.
Oh, okay.
And so, she's totally oblivious. And Reg is like, get your shit together. Look outside. There's just clothes out there.
Yeah.
And she's like, then all of a sudden, like, Sam goes in denial mode. She doesn't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
So she's just like, I don't want to deal with it.
You're freaking me out.
Freaking me out.
Freaking
man.
me out. We did learn, we mentioned this earlier, but again, to reestablish the rules here, Reg fell asleep in a steel-encased projector
Injection
room.
booth.
She got
Sam.
Sam got into a beef with Doris, and so she's like, I'm gonna like a kid. I don't think a 16-year-old would be this immature, but she was like, I'm gonna run away, but I'm not really gonna run away. I'm just gonna hide in our shed. We keep our lawnmower. So she spent the night in the lawnmower, and that's what protected her because it was, of course, all sheds are made out of steel.
Her dad's a warrior. He makes tough sheds.
Tough
It's
sheds.
probably a shed/bomb shelter.
I'd imagine.
That could
Knowing
be it.
her dad.
They
So
want
she is like saved from the comet radiation as well.
exactly. So Reg gets her attention, takes her outside. They see all the people are dead. She's like, "Where are the fucking kids?" Should be kids all over this cul-de-sac, just crawling up and down the houses.
Saturday fucking morning, man.
Oh,
Get you out.
And where's her dog too? She picks up the dog leash in the collar.
dog?
Yeah,
Yeah.
She didn't really care. It was kind of
it was just
callous.
dust.
She's like, oh, whatever.
what a jerk.
But they do notice that this makes no sense to me. Why is electricity still working? Everybody's.
I don't know.
Because electricity never cuts out through. Everything's apparently on an automated system, and it fuels itself. Apparently, maybe LA has solar power. I don't know. But she had her boombox playing, and we hear DJ.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, he's got to be alive at least.
Right.
So let's go down to the radio station. And
Thank
find
you.
him.
Man, that takes us right to our next scene, arriving at the DJ station. And they walk in. They're hanging out. They're checking out some tunes and everything.
Beautiful 80s layout. There's neon everywhere.
There's a story about that actually.
Oh.
Hey, thank you. There's one of the director was friends with the curator of the Neon Museum in L.A. There is such a place. I think that's what it was called. Anyway, he asked if he could borrow some of the stuff, so they decked it all out. It was a warehouse space because apparently warehouse space is very, very open and all over the place in L.A. So that it's just a warehouse they painted up, and
Is it by the docks?
it's always by the docks.
It's definitely by the docks.
What do you call it? What the spark factories and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Bandit Spark Factories.
Fake foundries and spark factories.
There's so if you look close, there's like little well, they're not little, big holes in the ground that were placed over it with like crepe paper.
Yeah.
So it kind of shines, and they're constantly warning all the crew to be careful where you're walking. And the only person who fell through was the director.
Wow.
Dipshit.
You think just none of that shit would happen today.
No.
Well, this is a
OSHA would be all over.
OSHA.
So did we point out this is a $500,000 budget, which even back then was pretty fucking small.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
500,000. That was crazy small.
That is
Yeah,
nothing.
well, they got their money's worth. This movie looked pretty damn good for $500,000.
Right.
It's a passion project.
And I will say, if you've ever been to like a radio station or seen one, they're not this very open and airy. I mean,
yeah.
It's like this giant fucking room for the DJ.
It
With
looks
super cool couches.
Yeah,
and-
it looks more like a Dolomite club than
Yeah.
it does radio
It's got
station.
mood lighting. It's all dark and shit.
So Sam, they do their Scooby-Doo act. Sam starts looking at one thing, Reg is looking at one thing. Sam, very much to Murray's anger, is flipping through the vinyl, just getting right in there.
That made me furious.
And just like taking them out, playing
I wasn't as mad because, as we know as viewers, everyone's dead.
Everyone's
so
dead,
it's okay
yeah.
when you're dead.
Yeah, someone's got to claim
I'll-
those, right?
I'll allow that, but it did at a minute. For a second, I was really furious.
And now that they're split up, Hector's gonna jump
Dun
out.
dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
The male protagonist.
Male tagonist, and he's looking to tag something.
Tag some ass.
It's ass. It is ass.
He's got the sweet fucking leather gloves on. He's got a gun, and you're like, who? You're like,
He's
that's
looking.
this guy's Hispanic. I'm feeling scared.
Yeah, he's very Eric Estrada.
Very Eric Estrada, very Poncharello.
Yeah.
And so we're automatically on our, on edge. Because
Yeah.
he's Hispanic.
We finally met
And
another human as
so-
well. So
We're like, what's gonna happen? And he busts out and goes, "Freeze, dirtbags!" Just kidding.
yeah,
And
he drops his guard very quickly.
well, he sees these two hot chicks with big
yeah.
80s hair. He's
That's
just
true.
like, hey, how can I work? How can I get both of them at once? He's
Sorry, I
insistent.
pulled a gun on you, ladies. How did you survive?
You know what he's looking like? He's looking like a Hector Abilene is what he's looking
Ooh,
like.
Ooh,
he definitely
callback.
is. Oh, yeah.
And they're impressed. The girls are like looking out the bulge in his pants. And they go, "You got two guns?" He's like, "Yeah, kinda." And so there's some sexual tension
Jesus.
immediately between all
Jesus.
three of them.
And they're asking him, "Wait, how are you here? How did you survive that? How did he survive this?"
He's a truck driver, long haul truck driver.
All steel.
Wait a minute. Are we talking Lincoln Hawk truck driver?
You
Is
seeing the
that why?
connections?
He's like, I was on my way to L.A. for the arm wrestling championship.
Oh shit, that was in Vegas.
And this is the one in L.A. They
Oh,
all
okay.
over the
He's on that minor tier still.
Right.
I mean,
And
his
like-
arms were puny.
So I picked up this hitchhiker. We got to banging in the back.
Oh.
And by the way, I was hauling steel. I just want to point that out. It was steel. I was
American
hauling.
steel,
American made, right out of Pittsburgh.
right out of Pittsburgh.
And I'm banging the fuck out of this broad. He also turns into Dice Clay. Does a couple. Oh!
She has a couple of
Pittsburgh
orgasms. By a couple, I mean a baker's dozen.
Oh! And then he lights up a cigarette. He does that move where Dice Clay does with a cigarette. And that's totally impressing these ladies. Because he's also wearing a zebra print leather jacket, too, which is fucking amazing.
The gloves gave it away. He's a Dice
yeah,
fan.
yeah,
Fingerless gloves are
still
always a
basically
giveaway.
the Dice Man's greatest hits.
yeah.
And it's working. And so they're just like, well, hey, Reg's like, how about we go to another room and talk?
Yeah.
So they just immediately fucking freeze out because we learn this is her move with Sam. Anytime there's a man around, she's just like, Sam, you need to do something over there, and then she steals him away.
Yeah.
There's tension between these sisters.
There
true.
is.
And so we get a little exposition. We learn that Reg, her dad was Special Forces. She lays out her whole life story to him.
Interesting. Okay.
And so she drops this little note. She's like, hey, we might need some weaponry. There's
Right.
an armory that my dad used to take us to all the time.
You should go shooting there. Target shooting there.
Yeah.
And so while that's going on, Sam's like, not only is she fucking with the vinyl, she's fucking with the controls, which
Yeah.
I know would piss off a DJ. You're fucking. I always fuck with Griff's controls all the time. And it
I hate you
infuriates
for it.
them.
This is again why we're in separate rooms.
Right.
You're supposed to be away from the controls, and sometimes you walk over here when I'm in the middle of delivering a beautiful segment, and you just fuck with my controls.
I know.
I hate you.
Well, we're like the Reg and Sam of like podcasts.
And
Yeah.
if you a little behind the scenes, if you saw the Golan-Globus Theater studio, looks just like the studio that they're in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They get decked out with neon everywhere.
Thank God my buddy
Serpentine
who works at the Neon
couches.
Museum of Michigan.
That's spacious too. We're not cramped in at all. Sean's back isn't against an oven right now.
Not at all. It's just we're all sprawled.
We got man spreading happening everywhere.
Man
Man
spread.
spreading zone.
Even Millhouse has room to spread. Oh, hi, Mill.
And so she's fucking around with it, and she just starts talking on the mic and like blasting out. She's like, "Hey, the legal drinking age is 10 years old now, but you need ID."
You can't be stupid. I mean, you can't go to the fucking grocery store without D in this country, so why should you be able to be 10?
Rules is rules.
Rules is rules. Guys, if you come to America, by the way, we have a lot of foreign visitors. Make sure to bring your ID because you cannot go to our grocery stores without
Hot
an
take.
ID. It's very true, though. When was the last time you went to the liquor store to buy a bag of Doritos and they were like, sorry, where's your ID? Happened to me today.
You're always buying Doritos at liquor stores or something.
I love liquor
They make the
stores.
best. They make the
Liquor
best
store
Doritos.
Doritos.
You know, Brooklyn has pizza shops that you buy by the slice. Michigan has liquor stores. You buy the pizza slice by the shop. So, that's just kind of where I go. It's what I do.
All right.
So what do we get over this radio station? Now that Sam's fucking around with his dials.
No, she's just yammering but it's being heard by somebody.
Yeah.
Because the light goes on.
Scientists are listening to this shit.
Bullshit science. I fucking hate scientists. This movie reinforced my hatred towards science.
I hate science.
You know who I really hate? The guy who I grew up teaching me that science is cool. Bill fucking Nye. Hate him.
Oh, hot take.
Getting too big for his britches now?
Oh my god, I'd suplex that man through 3 tables.
And I guarantee you would not lift his hand. The third time you lift his hand up, it would flop back down like a wet noodle. Just like that as I break her flat
Don't break this table. This is a very expensive table.
And so they're picking up on it. We see our man Jeffrey Rush. Last time we saw him, he was the chief in Tango and Cash.
No
He had
way.
a mustache at the time.
Oh, it's the perfect... See, Clark Kent should have done a mustache.
Well, he would super grow it out. Like he would just I don't know.
Who cares? Put on a fake mustache.
Well, then Superman would have him. Oh, so he's
Then they'd have to CG it out like they did in the Superman movie.
No, I don't care how they do it. Use a fake one.
Okay.
Take it off. When
DC. Take note.
Yeah,
He
I'm
had
sure
Superman crow mustache.
Dan DiDio's listening. I'm sure he'll get it.
I'll add to this. I had a real moment. I've been handing out my ID for the last 2 years while I've had this mustache. No one gives a shit. Last week at Meijer,
You get carded for Doritos.
I got carded for Doritos, and the lady goes, "Oh, you don't have a mustache." I was like,
Yeah, because she was shocked anybody your age would grow a fucking mustache. Because usually you have to be like over 50 to have a mustache and think it's cool.
yeah.
And so we meet our scientists. I don't remember what was Jeffrey Rush's character's name.
No, Oliver.
Come on,
Yes.
Oliver. We'll call him Oliver.
Hey, I can read
Ollie.
his facts from here.
meet Oliver?
I'm staring down at his dick anyways. I need to know that Yacht Rock dick.
We
you
meet
know?
Oliver. We meet Audrey, the female.
Come on,
scientist.
you can't cover up in here. We're man-spreading.
We learned earlier in the film that these scientists, think tank, had always worried that this was going to happen. So they were in an underground steel bunker. So they're all
Of course
fine.
it's steel. They knew.
Of course it's steel. They know steel stops radiation, apparently.
They knew it was coming.
And so they call up Sam. This is happening off camera. She's
Yeah.
having a discussion. Meanwhile, we go back to Reg. They're doing a little more pillow talk. So, you like shooting? Yeah. Fucking, what happens next, Griff?
Man,
Sam busts in, and she's like, hey, I just got this call from these scientists, think tank fuckers. They want to, come see us.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, that's cool.
They're trying to get the beat. What did they say? Did you write it down? She's like, no, they were yelling science shit at me. Chloroform.
Science is for nerds.
She wasn't really paying attention. Maybe she could have, because this is kind
so
of important.
distracted by those fucking rifling through the CDs.
This is why you hate the CD riflers?
Right.
Never paying attention?
Right.
You got an
And
argument here.
Some of our worst moments, guys, is when Griff's rifling through the CDs. When it feels like I'm just on my own.
Yeah.
I am, because he's so and he's looking at his own CDs. That's what's so weird about it.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about how much better my collection is than yours. So
So
we get their science bitches, and they're just like, wow, we have more survivors out there.
should we make contact?
Should we get out there? Should we make contact? And
Everybody's for it, but Audrey, the female scientist.
Audrey's awesome.
Audrey's played by Mary Warnov, who's
Warnov.
a legendary actress in these type of, I don't know if you call them B movies, but
I would.
cult classics.
No, they're B movies.
I'd call them cult classics because they're some of my favorites. She was in Rock and Roll High School. She was in the movie previous to this, which was called Eating Raoul. And Hector was actually in that, too. When Hector got the part, he was the one who suggested her for this role as Dr. White, actually.
She'd
Interesting.
be perfect for this role with its 5 lines. But they're 5 important lines.
She was also the mother in a famous video.
All I want is the Pepsi, guys.
She wouldn't give it to me.
My God. She was the mom in that?
Yeah.
Suicidal tendencies.
She was the mom. The dad was a Eraserhead.
You know, the first time that I went to Riot Fest, Suicide Tendencies were there, and I was like, wait, they have other songs than Institutionalized?
Yeah.
Because, seriously, I've tried. I cannot get into anything. Institutionalized, I still kind of like, but it's also that Chumbawamba feel for me, where it's like, this is kind of a bad
They
song.
try to get funky. According to Rollins, they're not even fake cholos. They're like rich kids that pretend to be cholos.
I didn't know that.
Blew all your minds.
Wow. So
Even
that's
the
why
bassist from Metallica?
He's probably legit.
You know-
Well, Mike Muir's told phone.
I had my suspicions when they had like a beaten down house, but they had Pepsi in the fridge. Did you ever grow up with Pepsi?
No, well, that was. I thought that was poor people pop. Is that?
No.
Well,
fuck-
Faygo, I guess.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Faygo around here. If you didn't have the money, like when I went to my fancy friends, they'd have Pepsi or Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola is where it's at.
Oh well, yeah, Coca-Cola's where it's at. But still, it'd be Faygo.
We had champagne.
Well, of course. God damn it, rubbing it in our face. Guys, if you've forgotten, Yacht Rock Sean's with us. That's why the champagne
You
talk.
gotta pick. It's hair metal Sean or Yacht
I
Rock
thought we
Sean.
retired him. The yacht season's over. I want hair metal.
Hair metal?
Yes.
Excuse me.
All right, we had blood.
Excuse me. Do not cut my brake line tonight when you leave. I apologize.
Deal.
Hair metal Sean's here.
So while that's all going on, our girl Sam's just drunk driving out on the road,
Yeah.
and we see these cops punching John.
Punch and John?
Motorcycle cops pull her over, and she's like, "Oh fuck, I'm drunk. How am I going to get out of this?" Pulling her tits out. She's all ready.
She knows what to... She's so young and she knows what to do.
Fluffing her hair.
Oh, my God.
Spread a little Bianca.
I want you to go ahead and do a little role play for us. If you're one of those cops, you pull up to that car, you see a very underage girl.
Well,
Fluffing her hair, clearly reeking of booze, tits out.
he would straight bad lieutenant her. He'd be like,
That's not true. I'd ask her for a license and registration.
He's professional.
he's got it locked down.
He's professional.
Yeah, I would.
This is going out to millions. I can't give you the game.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you got to ask for ID to see if she's legal or not. I get it.
Oh.
Bingo.
And so,
And then he hits her with the consent form.
but he doesn't do anything. 'Cause guys, these are fucking zombie.
They're
cops.
zombies.
And they immediately attack her. And then what happens? What
Oh yeah, he the one cop reaches in and grabs her face, starts mauling at her face, and she starts scratching at his hand, and like lumps of flesh are coming off. And he said that the prosthetics with this was held together with KY jelly.
I know a
that's
better.
like crazy glue for me. I use KY for everything.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a better
it's like duct tape.
weird lubricant that could have used. Peck jelly, but
Peck jelly's the perfect glue.
yeah. But you know what? That's all right. That's all right. So she stirs awake.
Yeah, it was guys. It was a fucking nightmare.
It's a
This didn't
nightmare.
happen.
So she wakes up on that perfect, very open radio station, and she's like, "Oh man, that was fucked up. I better go wash off and get naked,
And
partially naked."
yeah, she only gets in her bra and panties.
In a
but-
bathroom with no shower.
Well,
Well, she's gonna do the hooker shower. She's
yeah,
gonna like,
splash water on
yeah,
herself.
and that's what she's doing. And then, holy shit! Another zombie comes out and grabs her.
And what does the zombie say to her when he grabs her? Do you know?
No, I have no idea. What you got?
Brains.
This is for Doris, you bitch.
Oh, I didn't. Pick that
What?
up.
It was supposed to be Chuck.
I don't know.
Chuck's a cop. Guys, you're blowing my mind here.
Boom.
I already forgot 90% of this movie. You're blowing my mind.
You prepare to have your mind more blown because it's the dreaded double nightmare, Griff.
Are you kidding me?
This is where Inception got its idea.
I knew
Dreams
it.
inside of dreams
I
inside of
knew
dreams.
it. I saw an interview with Tom Hardy. Yeah, I'm upset about this too. Cat scratching at my couch.
Got cat scratch fever.
Cat scratch.
Millie just watching it happen. Really, Mill? You just gonna let that happen? I fucking. Anyways,
Reg's still talking. She's still working our Manhattan. And Sam is jealous as fuck.
she really is.
She's sitting there. She's on that big old couch. And she's like scratching her neck.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we're
yeah.
like, what's up with that?
She's
Oh,
got,
my God.
She's got the crack itches, man.
She's prone to rashes, she says.
Well, or is she infected?
I think
don't
she's
know.
hooking up with Richie, and she's been smoking the.
Smoking the glass dick.
Yeah.
And so, cut to the next day.
Shredded the glass dick.
And they're out. Well, this is a great scene. They got the Uzis. They got the Mac 10s out. Sorry, not the Uzis.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they're doing target practice on cars. They're just blowing them away, but it keeps jamming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually does keep jamming, and that they weren't supposed to jam actually in the movie, but they kept jamming, so they wrote it into the script, and that's where she gives the line, "Dad would have gotten us Uzis."
Really? I thought that was like an ad lib. That was in the movie.
Yep.
I read it was an ad lib, but okay.
Oh no, I mean the jam part was.
No, I thought.
They just
I
rolled
thought
with it.
her line was a little ad lib. That's what I read.
Yeah, they rolled with it.
Okay.
Okay.
And so it's
Never gonna happen today.
So we learn that these girls know their way around a gun. Don't fuck with these girls. They're pretty. They're cute. They're dainty. They'll fuck you up.
And they'll fuck it. They'll shred a dick. And by that, I don't mean they'll literally shred a dick. Guys, come on. I don't know why we weren't getting this metaphor earlier.
Because it's an awful metaphor that you just made up.
No,
on the
it's an
spot.
awesome metaphor.
If anybody's heard the phrase "shredding a dick," please let me know at G&G Theater on Twitter because Griff comes in with it and he looks at us like we're morons. Like, you ever heard shredding a dick? And
It's
I'm like,
sweeping the nation.
what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
and when people start saying, no, that's an
Is
awesome...
that on? Is it TikTok? Is that the new thing kids are using? What's
It
the
is.
new app?
Guys, that was
Took the place of Vine.
a straight riff today.
Oh.
And you really took it to the worst degree. Everyone else seemed like shredding dick is great. That sounds
Well,
awesome.
much like we're arguing, Sam
and Red
Reg
are fucking... Because they want to shred that dick.
Ugh.
It all comes around.
and they're all they're heated, and then they're like, "What are we? We're sisters. Why are we doing this?" They hug it out.
They just laugh. They laugh it
And
off.
Sam is like, "I know you're gonna fuck every goddamn man that comes around before me. I get
Yeah.
it. I'm second. I'm the youngest.
It's how siblings work.
hand me down dicks, hand me down clothes, hand me down dicks."
When we have to repopulate the earth, he'll be banging both of us because, it'll be quicker that way. And then our kids will have sex with our kids, and next thing you know,
Science.
Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Oh,
Oh boy.
oh boy. What the shit?
I already admitted today I'm a creationist, or I'm an atheist, but I believe in creation. I forget what I said.
So we learned that Hector, he had to go to San Diego to check on his family. And even though Reg is like, your family's dead. I want your dick here. He's like, no. I owe it to my mom.
And
she's alive.
I don't get this shredding the dick thing, so I'm taking off for a little while.
And take off he does. And he shows up at home. And he learns that his whole family has been incinerated. He takes it in stride. He's actually kind of cool with it. I found it a bit odd that he's like, I'm going to take my bowling trophy with me.
I thought that was really weird, too. He just starts grabbing knickknacks.
The weirdest photos, no. Bowling trophy from when I was 8.
Throws it in a pillowcase. And there's a knock at the door. And he opens it up. And there's some little wild fucking zombie kid there.
Oh.
Snarling and shit.
He's angry and hungry.
Hangry.
All he wants is Pepsi.
Oh.
And, of course, they're too poor. The Hector family's too poor.
I think they were the rich family on the block. That's why they would have
like
Pepsi.
Mr. Pibb or some weird ass shit.
Mr. Pibb's good.
And RC Cola.
About that. Yeah. That's why the kid was so pissed. He actually is not a zombie. He's just pissed.
And we get a little Benny Hill scene, like, and they just run around the house.
Yeah.
And he just leaves. It was very.
He can't shoot a kid, apparently. He has to run and jump over couches. And
I did notice, apparently I have a different edition than what you guys watch. He
Laserdisc?
locks himself in the bathroom. It was a Laserdisc. Locks himself in the bathroom, wires up the toilet, hops out the window.
Oh my God! He did a snake eater.
He did a snake eater on that fucking kid. He's
do zombies pee?
That kid must have had to take a zombie poop because he was like,
That's a good question. Walking Dead, do an episode. Do zombies shit and piss?
you know what? If I started seeing the circulation on Twitter of like social media is going crazy because Walking Dead did 45 minutes of zombie body fluid logic, I'd be like, yeah, I'm watching that.
it's trending.
Yeah. I haven't watched an episode since episode 2 when it first aired. I'd watch that episode.
Yeah, so get on that. Whoever runs Walking Dead.
Yeah, let's get on that.
Kirkman, get on that.
Kirkman.
So we cut. So he just takes off. Decides he's gonna head back to L.A. with the girls. He's like, "Hey, fuck, my family's dead." Takes it in stride. He's not even sheds a tear.
Yeah, no big deal.
We cut back to our female scientist. The scene, very reminiscent of The Thing to me, where she's got the old fucking 80s computer on and just running numbers, and it just says accelerates. Accelerates. And much like Wilford Brimley, when he's looking at the thing, like everyone's going to die in like 3 days if the thing gets back to like civilization.
She's running the numbers.
Yeah.
She's running the numbers. The numbers ain't looking
and
good.
she's taking notes, and she's spelling shit wrong. She's like, holy shit, am I infected or I'm just tired? She's getting worried.
It looked like a headache commercial.
And she writes down the words.
Yeah. And
memory loss.
Yeah.
She spells memory wrong.
Mm-hmm. And she starts laughing to herself.
I really like her performance in this. This was easily my favorite character of the movie. This Audrey Dr. White.
Okay.
Of course, she's the sister of Walter White from Breaking Bad, too. Did you read that in the notes?
I didn't read that in the
No,
notes.
that's what inspired Vince Gilligan. This movie also inspired Vince Gilligan to write
So you're telling me this movie inspired Joss Whedon to make Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which I hear is a great series,
I've
and
heard a lot about it.
Breaking Bad's
Highly overrated.
Vince Gilligan. Wait, Vince Gilligan's highly overrated?
No, highly underrated, I should say.
Oh, okay.
So the scientists like, look, we found these kids in L.A. We're going to head up because we need them. We'll learn for nefarious reasons. But right now we're thinking they're going to help these kids and bring them into their country.
Yeah, exactly. They meet more humans, so you got to save them, right?
There's a little bit of arguing. Some of them are like, no, these kids they could be infected. They could bring it in here. Because we don't know. It's like AIDS. We don't know about it right now.
Right.
But they're like, no, we care about human life. We think. And they take off and they head out.
They're doing the classic Trump thing. No, we're not.
Well, they are having a conversation next to a helicopter, so you're right.
Yeah, they're having a conversation over a helicopter, which is what our president does every single morning. He waits till the helicopter gets going. He's like, all right, interview, go. Can you hear me? Great. Perfect.
Also, that's where the little kids are introduced, too.
You're
Yeah.
right. There's a little like kid looks like Anthony Michael Hall. You know, he's got like the
wearing pajamas, like old
yeah.
My Three Sons kind of
they wouldn't even allow
pajamas
these
and
kids to
stuff.
dress like and then he's got a football show. He's a man. He's a boy.
She's got her teddy bear.
Oh no, it's a bunny.
No, yep, you're right, buddy.
Oh come on, she yells it 80 times during
They're
the
totally
movie.
forcing gender roles on these children.
They really are. Pink robe, blue robe, bunny,
They say, look,
football.
you're carrying a football. Because they probably can't tell. Because
Yeah, and the kid is constantly talking about Matthew Stafford, and I was like, he's 8 at this time. Not
I
even.
don't think he's even alive. At
He's
this
like
time.
3.
I don't think he's alive. I think isn't he your age, Matthew Stafford?
You know what? I think he's a year or 2 younger than me, so he is not alive.
No.
This is.
But this movie inspired his career in football. When he saw that kid, he's like, I want to throw a football.
That's it.
And so they're heading out to L.A. to find Sam and Reg.
Audrey, of course, attests. We can't bring it. Test? I don't think that's a word.
No, it's not.
Protests?
Protest. That's the. We've had a long night here at Golan-Globus Theater. But she's protesting. We can't bring in outsiders. And, the leadership of the science
Overruled.
bitches is just like, who the fuck cares? We're bringing them in.
So what's going on? Sam and Reg, they stole a cop car. They're just driving around. Sam boofing the fuck out of the beer, guys. She's on her 12th beer. They have another heart-to-heart about Hector. Apparently, it's women. It's all about relationships, guys. We're like, how are we going to eat? How are we going to survive? It's like, all I care about whose dick am I shredding? Is basically
Or
Thank you.
shopping.
Well,
great segue.
Uh-oh.
we forgot about that. Let's go into some shopping.
Attention shoppers.
And, of course, you can't have an 80s shopping montage without the classic Cyndi Lauper song, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Or a
Griff,
shitty,
roll the tape.
a shitty cover.
Tape
Love
roll.
Sing it, Cindy. Yeah. And so we get this great montage. They're wearing some of the finest 80s fashions.
Little fur. Pete is pissed.
They look like the greatest streetwalkers in 1985 could give you.
Oh my god, it was very reminiscent to what's that one where Hugh Grant talks
Pretty Woman?
prostitutes? That's the one.
Very pretty one.
Running up the stairs, running back up because he dropped something. Oh man.
Hugh Grant wasn't in Pretty Woman. Hugh Grant?
Oh, you picked up a real prostitute.
Oh, confusing real life with movies.
Yeah, Richard Gere.
Oh.
Richard Gere.
Oh, okay.
And so
okay.
while that's going on, we notice these security cameras are watching them.
Oh, they're moving along with them. Oh, very China move.
So what we learn, guys, is
Made it topical.
Topical, I
Right
was
there.
just
See,
gonna say.
you like that?
How way?
Yeah.
what we learn, guys, is Devo survived the Holocaust because
Dude,
they're
I love
holed
these-
up in a mall.
This was probably, I'm sorry, the creepiest part for me. I really like this part.
I do too.
Yeah?
Yep.
Was it the creepiness?
It's the creepiness and it's the story behind these guys too.
There's a story behind them?
There's a story behind
Do we
every-
need to go a little further before you want to get into it, or do you
Sure.
want to do it now?
I'm just going to preface it. Go
You're
ahead.
You're going to
Keep going.
preface it. Okay. So they get in the mall. We got the cameras moving around. And finally, we hear over the intercom, hello, ladies.
Attention shoppers.
Attention shoppers. I noticed that your card is being declined. You're going to have to go ahead and step on up over here. I don't remember what they said.
And he goes right into a Chicago accent.
Hey, come on.
We got some grill marks.
I got nothing to work with here. I'm
Apparently,
horrible.
these guys, they were holed up in a steel-lined Dungeon Dragons den.
They never explained how they survived.
And-
Unless the mall
You know,
is steel.
there is a
case.
theory out there. Now, if
Oh my
if
God.
you have zero exposure or zero protection from the comet, you get vaporized or turned into dust or whatever.
Sure.
So the theory is the zombies would be partially protected. They could have been in something but they still got.
So if you're like in a
Exposed?
like you're in like say a studio like we are,
Yes.
we partially. So we'd be zombies right now, but we wouldn't be.
Or if you left the windows open,
Yeah.
you could be in a complete steel place. Or if you left the
Okay, so
vents
they're
open.
basically infected with the radiation. So there's in zombie mode, but we learned that eventually everyone's going to turn to dust.
Yeah.
So they're in zombie mode. They come out. We get a nice little Uzi shootout between the girls and the guys. Sam is like doing her best to distract them by throwing shoes at the guys.
Oh, that's the big key is where when the intercom goes off and they start talking, Reggie mouths over to her, "Where's your gun?" And she said, "It's in the shoe department." And they're like, "Oh, shit." So then the shootout starts. But if you look close at the different stock boy zombies is what they're called in the film, they are some bit part actors from famous cult movies, which you would call B movies.
It's the same thing.
But the one blonde guy is one of the guys from Suburbia.
Okay.
The guy with the shotgun is named Dick Rude. He was in Repo Man. He had the famous line in Repo Man, "Let's get some sushi. Come on, let's do some crimes."
Interesting.
Remember him?
No, but
Love
I
Repo
do
Man.
find that interesting that these minor characters had like roles in other kind of like
They
punk
did.
rock
The
movies.
blonde guy from Suburbia actually didn't have a SAG card, and that's why his agent wanted him to get in the movie so he could actually have a line in the movie so he could officially get his SAG card.
Okay.
How's
But
that? How's that for topic?
And I think Willie, who's the headstock boy.
Yep.
Well, wasn't he in another like? He was in Night of the Creeps. I saw. So he is in a lot of Night of movies apparently.
Thank you.
And so
It's so much easier to do that when we don't have a guest.
When Willie was interviewing
There
for
you
the
go.
part, he actually allegedly pulled a fake gun on the director.
yeah, you couldn't do that nowadays.
No.
And now supposedly he's a poet. Go
Oh,
figure.
Yeah.
No, I believe it.
So he's homeless. So we're at like this shootout.
Oh, he's one of those homeless people in L.A.?
Exactly.
Ah, fuck.
And Sam doesn't have her gun, but she's always thinking. She's like, take the high ground. So she goes up on this like a balcony in the mall, hurls a fucking TV at one of the guys.
Which is also the director's TV.
Oh.
Wow, this guy really wanted this movie to be.
That's
made.
how low budget it was. He had to
Yeah.
bring his car in and his own TV.
Again, this is something we never feel in today's movies. This guy's personal belongings went into this
He was
movie.
invested.
Exactly.
Right. And it paid off because this is a cult classic. So eventually, Willie and one of the guys gets a drop on Sam, and they pull a gun on her. But our fucking girl Red, she's on top of it. She gets her own hostage. So there's like a Mexican standoff here with hostage for hostage. But we learn Willie don't give a fuck about his boys, and he just shoots his boy.
No way.
He says, "I can't have you taking hostage."
I can't have you taking hostages.
Hey, I can't have you taking hostages.
It's like Fred Schneider from the fucking B-52s is the zombie.
Via Chicago.
Anybody can add their own accent to this.
And so they're like, oh, snap. So they get captured.
Yeah.
They tie him up, and they put him on like a forklift for some reason.
And they play a game.
It's good. It's a good place to put them.
They play a very fun game. A little game we like to call Russian roulette.
No, he calls it, "What's that sound?"
Oh,
What's that sound?
I do like the emphasis on just the clicking of the gun. That was pretty spooky.
These are my favorite part. Or this is my favorite part. These are my favorite characters in the movie.
So he like clicks it like 4 times. He's like, is there a bullet in here?
Yeah.
You know what? You can Jello be out for us.
You know, honestly, that's kind of what I was thinking.
That
of
is a good
Jell-O.
call. That's
yeah.
a very good call.
It's very Jello. He's got the one glove. He's got a really ridiculous jacket on.
He's like, there is a bullet in here. And he's just about to kill our girl Sam.
Yeah, he
My
says,
favorite
"I
of the
think
movie.
this is the one." I think it really is.
And it is maybe because
For
our
him.
buddy scientists show up and blast all these fuckers. All the stock boys get killed.
Just in time.
Sam and Reg are saved. They take him outside, and they're talking it over, and they're just like, well, I can tell you right now, one of these ladies is going to be completely rejected because she's infested. I can tell
Well, they see her,
she's
she's
sleeping.
scratching, man. And
Yeah.
Got the itch.
And this guy's like, I know crack scratch, and that ain't it, 'cause I
Yeah.
got that. That's some infection shit going on there.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, we're going to leave your sister here for a while. Some of our scientists, we're going to take you, Reg,
Yeah.
back to our compound.
So,
You'll leave her and wait for Hector.
Exactly.
yeah, Reg takes off. Sam and Audrey is left behind to deal with Sam. It's like, so tell me more about this Hector.
Everybody wants to fucking shred his dick, man. What's up with that?
Well, there's barely any people left, and you saw
Poor
Oliver.
Jeffrey Rush.
You
He can't get
saw
in.
Oliver. He's fucking gross. He's got those giant dumb glasses on. It's like, who would fuck him?
Well, you're right, because nobody does fuck him.
He gets fucked.
But so Audrey, we learn didn't everyone think she was going to be like the villain? Like, you know, 'cause they kind of gave the vibe that something was up with her.
I had to change my notes halfway through like this section because I thought she was a villain.
A lot of times she does play a villain. She kind of looks like an arch
Well, it was
villain
a good
type.
bait and switch because
Yep.
we learn she's not. Well, or maybe she is.
She's just so aloof. That's what leads you to believe
She's
that.
like, I'm going to give you something for that itch you got. It's a little thing we call heroin.
Yeah.
And Sam's like, fuck yeah, give me that shit.
Are you talking the magic dragon?
Yes, they're chasing that dragon.
Riding the grape dragon.
And I found
Grape
it.
dragon.
So she ties her off, gives her some fucking that sweet, sweet H,
Yeah.
and our girl Sam just drifts off.
Mm.
And
Talking about Hector's dick one last time.
it's like,
She hasn't even seen it, but she's
damn.
dreaming of
They
it.
well, we saw her dream. She's got a great imagination.
Oh, she does.
So
Maybe Pancho Honcho, what'd you call
she's
him?
like, from the ground. And then she just passes out.
Oh, no.
And we're like, holy
no.
shit. I had tears in my eyes, guys. I'm like, Sam's my favorite character. You killed her,
Yeah.
you bitch.
Audrey is mine, so I was just like, Audrey, you fucking bitch. I love you.
Well, apparently this was actually a big. They had the dailies and stuff, and I guess the director and the producers were showing their wives and their families this stuff, and this did not go over well. Apparently, she was everybody's favorite except for you two.
Mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're evil.
Eh.
And so, then she just shoots Oliver. She's like, I ain't fucking this guy.
Yeah.
Hector's mine.
Oliver came in, and he was just talking smack, and Audrey's like, what are you doing right now? Because Oliver was all hesitant.
He started reaching for his gun, though.
Yeah, and Audrey's like, what are you
Slowly.
reaching your gun for? What do you think I'm going to do to you? Audrey at this point, I love Audrey because, again, she's sloth-like. She's just like, I can't remember how to write words at this point.
She can remember how to use a gun.
Yeah, so she fucking goes total
Charles Bronson.
Charles Bronson.
Dirty Harry.
She's got a Walby or Walthy, where the fuck that Waldy.
A Waldy.
Waldy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wildy. Wildy.
And she just blows him the fuck away.
Yeah.
And then she
Oh,
heads
so
out.
good.
She figures that Hector. How do they know Hector's coming back?
Because Sam has a blabbermouth, and she told him that's what they were talking about Hector. When she was nodding off, she was talking about Hector.
Yeah.
And
All I heard
so
was the dick talk, so
he does.
Yeah. Oscar's like, we need to head to that radio station. She's like, you need to get dead. So shoots him.
Boom.
She's like, that's my dick. Because maybe Oliver's gay. Because we learned, they did have a little discussion. They wondered if Hector was gay.
They did.
That's right. They did. I forgot about. Yeah, don't worry about that. That's just my furnace.
Just be happy it's working.
I thought a plane was landing.
It's like a small thing. It creeps me out every fucking time. Oh.
So Audrey heads to the radio station. Meanwhile, our boy Hector is coming back. He just found a classic car.
And what's he wearing?
Wearing a Santa suit, of course. It's Christmas time, guys.
It is Christmas, and there's a reason why he's wearing
He's got
the Santa
Feliz
suit.
Navidad blasting. Our buddy Pigeon is just like
Dude,
eating it up.
Yeah. Oh man.
The reason he's wearing his Santa Claus outfit is because it actually was Christmas time in L.A. They didn't want to make it Christmas time in L.A. in the movie, but they figured they'd have to spend so much money tearing down decorations or doing it in post and digital and stuff like that. So they said, we'll just make it Christmas time, so they made him wear
That's
the
some ingenious
costume.
shit. You just work with what you got.
Exactly.
Man.
That's what you're
And
working
that's
on a
why the
shoestring
mall
budget.
Mall had all that Christmas decorations. They're using a real mall.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did we talk about that, what mall it was and what's been
we
in the
didn't.
mall?
I can't remember. I know we talked about it before, but I don't remember if we talked about it on an episode. But this is a very famous fucking mall. I'm trying to stall while Sean looks through all of his notes because this mall has been used in 9 movies. I can think of one
And
right
half
off.
of them had our girl Sam in them.
Yeah.
This is very true. The mall's known as the Sherman Oaks Galleria, and the movies that have been shot there was Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which Sam was in. She was the annoying cheerleader. A little gem called Chopping Mall,
Oh yeah.
which Sam was in. And then there was also Terminator 2.
Oh, I've heard of that.
No Sam in that.
I've never seen that one.
And
Okay.
then
Heard about it.
And then Commando.
Commando,
I
yes.
remember that's a great scene.
Oh my
Sully.
God.
Remember I promised to kill you last?
I lied. I like how you went for like total evil voice
Well,
there.
I thought you were going to go, I lied. Yeah.
I lied. New voice for me. I'm
So,
chucking him into the
he
lexicon.
shows up at the radio station. Our fucking girl, Laudrey's all splayed out. I think she took a little H herself. She's like, I need to take some of the edge off. So
She definitely did.
she got the shades on.
She
She's
had
like-
something. She was listening to fucking Jim Dandy because she's like, Jim Morrison's a fucking punk ass bitch. I want some of that. Oh, what do they call it? Honky tonk rock or something?
I don't know.
Roadhouse Blues?
No, that's not it
No,
either.
She was listening to Suicidal Tendencies.
Okay.
And so, it's hard to mellow out to that shit. But she
It really
figured
is.
out. And we learned that.
Well,
the
you
first-
inject enough H.
The first sign of the infection is sensitivity to light. So she's got the shades on. Or she's got those They Live shades, and she's seeing some weird shit. She's seeing Obey and all that shit.
Dude,
Pepsi.
yeah. Okay, this fucked up.
So our boy Hector shows up, and he's like, ho, ho, ho.
A third lady to impregnate. What? It's Santa's
How you
birthday.
doing?
Yeah.
She pulls a gun on him, and he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hey there, I just
Easy.
brought my dick in
Let's
a box.
talk it out.
Yeah.
And she's like looking down. She's like, okay, we can talk. And she breaks and she tells a little story about what happened to everybody, where they're at. She's like, it's all in my notes right
yeah,
there.
I got notes. I can't imagine the kind of spelling errors that are in there at this point. She's got to be like illiterate because she was dumb before.
It was just scribble scrabble, just big lines and colored.
That's what I'm
happy faces.
imagining. I'm imagining just like crazy scramblings.
Just
But
crayon.
hey, Hector figures it out, and Hector figures out that she's pretty cool because she immediately like Audrey just like
Well,
has
she's
a gun
like- well,
and she's
she-
like, "Do you want this?"
Yeah, and then she pulls out, want some of this, and he's like, no, I just do math. I don't. I don't
yeah.
do
I'm
heroin."
a meth man.
And she's like, yeah, suits me fine. And then she just dies. She injects herself some more. Bitch dies. So Hector makes a beeline for this think tank. What's going on with Reg and Sam, guys? Well, Sam's dead, obviously, but
Yeah, well, Sam's
Reg.
dead. Reggie's hanging out with these science bitches, and they're like, climate change is real. And Reg is like, come on, look around. It's 70 degrees in the wintertime.
Well, this doesn't prove climate change is real. I don't know what is. The climate is literally killing everybody.
Al Gore produced this movie, actually,
Al Gore, yeah, I believe that.
and he invented the internet.
So they're asking her all the serious questions that you would ask any promiscuous 18-year-old. Do you have premarital sex? Yeah, yesterday. For $15 in a McMuffin. Come on. What's the next question? You have hepatitis? No. Ever been pregnant? Well, one time there was a scare. Oh, okay. I'm going to put down as no.
Herpes?
Yeah, no. Do you have
Crabs?
Do you have the high score in Tempest? Fuck yeah, I do.
All right, that's all I need to know. And then he just walk in. You notice he's like, he's putting the shades on. He's like, oh my God, I got an adult-sized bangaroo going on here.
Dude, I did not notice all the sensitivity to light.
Yeah.
It's true.
You guys are pointing this out, and I'm realizing it now. Because I watched this movie like 5 times in the last 2 days because I never watched it consecutively.
Damn lions.
Ugh, damn lions.
And so, guys, we finally learned the insidious plot that these evil think tank fucks are doing. It's some Illuminati shit, guys. They're getting survivors, not to rescue them.
Nope.
They're doing what we do in what they call in China, harvesting of bodies, of
No.
blood, to be specific.
No, this is absolutely what they're doing. And I just want to point out, because it's a hot topic issue and we're a hot topic type
We're
of
not afraid to
podcast,
go anywhere.
LeBron James is all about harvesting organs. He admitted yesterday the reason he's such a good basketball player is because he harvested organs. Derrick Rose was once a promising star. Yeah. LeBron knocked him out.
And then he comes to the Pistons.
Yeah.
All about-
LeBron literally has his Achilles heels.
LeBron is like Christopher Reeve in the South Park episode. He just slurps up.
Yeah,
the
he's
stem
slurping
cells from
them up.
fetuses. That's why he can play for so long.
That's exactly why. That was what we were talking about.
Superhuman.
So I don't approve of that, LeBron, and I'm not afraid if anyone hears that.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
a bad person.
Yeah, bring it on, LeBron. Because you're from Ohio, and Ohio is for people who are from Michigan.
I was born in Columbus, Ohio.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And you became a yachter and a hair metal fan.
Mm.
Everyone I know in Columbus only really likes soft rock.
That's where his Yacht Rock love came from.
Yeah, that's where it starts. That's the Genesis.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't like Genesis.
He's genre fluid.
I got a Genesis album. If you would like to flip through
Actually,
'em.
don't mind all.
Oh no! This happens every week. Pour a drink all
So
over.
we learned, yes, they have all the bodies. They make them brain
Damn it.
dead, so they keep them alive, but they're brain dead.
And
They're
get
just sucking the blood
they're
out of
sucking
them.
the blood
They're
out.
draining them. They're like fucking vampires. They're like golden vampires. You peed in yourself.
Yeah, I did.
It's just a cover-up.
And they're like, 300 cc's. This will kill these people. Don't worry, we got these kids coming in. We can do whatever the fuck
We got fresh
want.
talent, so who cares?
Yeah, this is where we meet the two scientists, the female scientists, and the one girl says, "I love working with kids. They're all happy about their
She also,
job."
I want to point
Yeah.
out, she talks about Reg. She's like, I would kill for that hair.
Yep.
Because it was some beautiful 80s giant
Yeah,
hair.
they're looking in on that audit going on right now.
And then while that's going on, our girl, Reg, she's like, hey, okay, I answered your questions. Where's my sister? Oh, she's dead.
Very casually.
And she said, what? It's like, oh, it was probably painless. Don't worry about it. And so at this point, Reg goes, I think something's going on.
She's picking up on what he's laying down.
Yeah.
So I think this guy was a psychologist. He comes in, and he's just like, hey, how you feeling there, girl?
Do you know who this guy is?
No.
You're talking about the second doctor who
Yeah.
comes in that she clobbers?
Yeah.
Oh, perhaps I've given away too much. He is the father of Juliette Lewis, famous actress and
I thought
punk
that
rock musician.
Yeah, it's Jeffrey Rush. I thought it was a different guy comes in.
The different guy is the
Yeah.
father of Juliette Lewis.
No, it's Jeffrey Rush. Or not Jeffrey Rush. Why am I saying Jeffrey Rush? Jeffrey Lewis. Yeah, no, that's...
He's the one with the
he's
headache
the
and he
main
puts
guy.
on
He's the main think tank guy.
the one person who gets clobbered over the head with the keyboard.
No. That was a different guy.
That's the different guy is Juliette
No,
Lewis.
it's not. You're wrong.
Oh.
I can prove
Jeffrey
it.
Lewis was the guy who was questioning her.
Hey, guys, guess what's
The guy who's
happening
been
right
in,
now?
like tons of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah,
This
that's
guard
Jeffrey.
is walking
Yeah, I know.
into the room.
The other guy.
Guys, I'm squashing this. We're moving on. We'll figure this out in post.
Guy walks in into a bar. No, a guy walks in and
He's looking it up right now. Go for it. Regina is not receptive to any more questioning.
Well, she flipped the Casio, the Commodore 2000
64.
over.
Yeah.
And he's like, great.
What good does this
This is
do?
some expensive fucking equipment here.
It doesn't get you out of here any quicker. You know?
He bends down to pick it up. She whips out that keyboard, whacks him over
Man,
the head.
old keyboards were 95 pounds, so this is going to hurt.
It killed him.
I mean, you don't even have to be Chuck Norris with a piece of lumber against a fucking maniac who can't be hurt. It's a little Silent Rage throwback for you.
Yeah, by the way, something makes
Wow.
nothing to do with what we're
Wow.
talking about. Did you hear they're doing a Maniac Cop TV show?
They are.
Really?
I heard it was a TV show though.
Yeah, it's going to be HBO.
I thought it was a movie.
Is
it's gonna be on
Bruce
HBO.
Campbell going to be in it?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Well, Zadar ain't in it, and fuck it, who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You had me at
Rest in
Zadar's
peace.
dead. He's not going to be in the show.
But so don't watch that when it comes out.
Sean, how's your research going?
No, I was proven wrong.
Okay.
Don't
So
worry.
the show
Don't
can-
worry, I prove him wrong every week. So
the show can go on.
I gotta go.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We lost him.
So
You
No,
could
come
admit defeat.
back! He's back, guys. So our boy Hector, he's found a genius plan. I'm gonna dress up like a fucking shit kicker hillbilly. Well, not little redneck. So he puts on the fucking maybe he's trying to be like a migrant. I don't know what his plan is,
I don't know.
but he's got like the cowboy hat and he's got that classic car. He's like, hey, he goes up to the compound. They got armed guards. Like, hey, you ever fuck a dead girl? He's like, no, but I thought about it.
Yeah.
And he's like, come here, let me show you something. Opens up the trunk. Our girl Sam's there laid out. I'm like crying my eyes out. I'm like, Sam, why'd they have to kill you? Guys, she ain't dead. And she whips out a gun and shoots this guy in the dick. or something. I don't know.
No, she fucking headbutts him or something.
She headbutts him, and then
How did she headbutt him? She was laying in a trunk.
he bends down to give her a smooch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a very Epstein scene. I didn't like it. John, you got something for us here?
I do. There's a reason why. Originally in the script, they were going to kill her, and they thought it'd make it more dramatic. But the producer and the director and all their wives saw the dailies and said, "There's no way you can kill this girl. This is everyone's favorite, except you. Everyone's favorite character,
Yeah, I didn't
pretty
care
much
for her.
out of the entire show. You can't. She's the heart and soul of this movie. So
Okay.
you can't, it's just you're ripping out their soul.
Exactly. I agree totally.
I do too.
And so they knock the dude out, and they go, all right. I guess Sam puts on the guy's jumpsuit.
She puts on some kind of MacGyver jumpsuit. She's got like
leg
these
warmers on.
little.
Commando-ish.
She's got the little boots on. Then she's got the socks over like
I
the.
think those were leg warmers, but they could have been.
They could have been leg sock warmers,
Leg warmers.
but she's got the
was the
she's,
80s,
she's got the coveralls on. She's going full Jason here, so she's got the one piece. She's got the socks tucked into the pant legs. She's
So her job's to infiltrate.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, our buddy Hector is like fucking with the cars. He found some dynamite somewhere.
who knows where, but he's a cowboy now, so cowboys just find that.
He's cowboying up.
It's like cowboys finding holes in the desert to fuck. They just find dynamite everywhere.
What's
Little
going-
known fact. I'm
didn't
learning
know
a lot
about that?
tonight too. Yeah.
I mean, they're out on the range. They're just fucking holes in the ground because they're going to be bored. It's like, I'm sick of cows.
I'll stick
Fuck
my
a
dick in the
hole.
dirt.
Yeah.
Right on.
Warm, sandy.
Moist.
Do they
Could
dig
be.
a hole, or is it like kind of like a prairie dog hole?
No, they just find a hole. I think in a pinch they might dig a hole.
It's called noodling.
It's called noodling.
Is that what it's called?
No.
So
That's when a fish is involved.
yeah, that's the catfish shit.
Yeah, that's
right?
catfish.
I know. Just roll with it.
So
Already been proven discredited tonight, so
So
no.
Reg, she's like just stumbling around looking for a way out. She stumbles upon those bodies that they're harvesting for the blood.
Yeah, the 300 cc's, man.
And
putting it all together.
It's way too much.
just as that's going on, we see those fucking bitch scientist women who are envious of Reg's beautiful hair,
Yeah.
getting ready to kill the two beautiful little kids. Well, like,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Hey, just take this this nitrous oxide. It'll get you fucked up, and you'll meet Santa Claus." And these kids are like, "Fuck, give me some of that
Well,
shit."
I gotta say, the first thing they say, they're holding a mask out, and the kids are like, "You're not gonna give me a shot, are you?" It's like, it's a fucking mask. Like, are you that
yeah.
Well,
confused?
sometimes
The
the
disordered-
dentists, they give you a little of that shit, and then they give you the shot.
But
so
you're in a good place at that point.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, the precursor to a shot.
Okay.
Get a little giggle juice in you.
Yeah.
I got all the answers. What can I say?
Good.
So they're about to do that. I think Reg busts in and like fuck shit up. And while that's going on, Hector cuts the power. There's just one power thing.
Well, yeah.
And somebody pointed out on IMDb. Okay, so he cuts the power, which kills the people that they had like on life support for their blood. Yet we know it kills them because of the EKG.
Yeah, EKG.
That would have been off because the power was cut off.
Yeah.
But no, it's still running.
Yeah.
And it's on a separate generator.
It's got a battery backup.
It's got like a gerbil running on a wheel. It's like keeping that
It's
going.
got
Flintstone.
10 seconds of battery backup so you can take a beep.
So our girl Reg saves the kids. Hector's got everything planned out. There, what's it? Reg is like, all right, guys, let's leave. Turns around, she sees us as a uniform, shoots, immediately just shoots.
Yeah.
It's Sam. She almost killed Sam again.
Thought
Sam
you were
almost died.
dead.
Sam's quick-witted, jumped out, ducked.
Yeah, it's all that dad training. I
It's all
wonder
that,
who
no,
their
it's all that cheerleaders.
It's the leg warmers.
who do you think their dad was?
Her legs were so warm because of those leg warmers that she jumped
I
out
think
of
their
the
dad
way.
was
Super-
Michael Dudikoff.
Dude,
American
dude of coffee?
Ninja.
Yeah.
That's a good guess. I'm going to say Steve James.
You're gonna say
We'll
Steve
figure
James?
that out. I don't know. Let's figure that out.
I really don't know how to figure that out.
According to modern commercials, everyone's interracial anyway. So,
I mean,
yeah.
I
There you go.
believe his would be the dominant gene, so those girls would have huge mustaches.
And be badass.
We shaved an hour ago. They just grow right back in.
So they go to the elevator, they get out, they meet up with Hector. Time to take off. Our man, I don't know what Jeffrey Lewis's name was, but he chases after him. He's totally now zombified.
But under glasses.
Yeah, and he jumps in the car to chase them. And the guy's like, no! Somehow this guy, he smells gas, the other guy in the car. And he's like, brains, turns the ignition,
Yeah.
the car
Boom.
blows up.
Of course it does.
Everybody's dead, or is everybody dead? Because while all the whole gangs and the scuba gangs in the car, and like, woo, that was great. Give me my bunny rabbit. I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah.
And while they're extracted, fucking another bald Peter Boyle guy shows up as a zombie. Get a jump scare, grabs a little girl, but they shoot him. They kill the guy, and so that's it, guys. The world is saved.
Now,
Or something. I don't know.
Sean, last week we were joking around about Hammer films being very anticlimactic. How's this ending for you?
It ties a nice bow around everything. No, it's
You could tell the money ran out by this time.
yeah, I don't know. They kind of just
They did really blow
wrapped it up in
car,
an-
at least. That was cool.
Okay.
I mean, now it'd be some CG bullshit that would look garbagey.
Yeah.
So, I like to see a car blow up.
I do like seeing that explosion.
So, are you talking about this part, or are you talking about the very end?
I'm
with
talking
the
about.
pictures?
I'm talking about. That was supposed to be our big climax.
Right. This is where they got the fucking
Yes, we have
blankets around their shoulders now. They're in the back
Yeah.
of the
Obviously-
Yeah,
ambulance.
no, it's a low budget movie. I'm impressed that they blew it up. And they said actually when that car blew up with the doctors in it, they shot it like 4 different angles and stuff, and they just played it over. Like they milked it for every
Well, yeah, that
single
was,
bit
that was
they
a
could.
classic movie. Always
Yeah,
did that.
that's fine. It's just like the whole time in the science lab felt just like meh. I don't know. It was a
felt
weird
very
ending.
rushed, and yeah, it was.
Not very tense. Like Sam goes down there, kicks one guy, and
It was abbreviated.
Yeah.
It moved very fast.
The,
and
Yeah.
the Devo guys were the most tense scene.
yeah. The
That's really-
Devo
Yep.
guys were awesome, and that's what the villains and the tension really was at. So we beat climate change scientists because we don't need to worry about that shit. We don't need.
Well, we don't. All we need is a little bit of rain, guys.
All we need is. I thought this saved the fucking world.
It did.
It did,
It washed everything away.
Sean.
it's true.
Okay.
That's what it
It's
signified.
much like that M. Night Shyamalan movie Signs. It's just water that kills all alien.
I never saw it.
Well, the
Really?
spoiler alert: water kills aliens. Aliens come to a planet that's like 75% water, and
So-
that's their biggest weakness. Is
So don't
water.
come to Michigan in the summer because the aliens would just immediately die.
Or in the winter with snow.
I mean, it's a
Well,
little
so
drier.
Basically, they were dumb aliens.
Yeah.
And so it just washes away all that brick dust. So it's no worries, guys. So we're starting civilization all over again. We got our girl Reg. Even though she's like a tomboy, she's fallen into the traditional mother role now.
The matriarchal role that's been forced upon
I
her.
will say, I really
Yeah, I know.
love.
What's up with that actor? He just pushes the patriarchy on her. It's like you're only one guy. That's
No,
it.
man, she was sowing the signs all throughout the movie that she was
Looking to settle down.
She was into the lady thing. She was into the guy thing. She was clearly wearing the pants in that relationship. She was bossing Hector around the whole time. I don't know. I was really into Reg's character. Sam was meh. Audrey was awesome, and Reg was number 2 in this movie for me.
Bold.
Yeah.
So she's got the kids dressed up in the gaudy ass 80s fashion.
Oh
She's
my
taking
god.
Polaroids
She's
of
got the
them.
shoulder
Photo shoots.
pads. Oh.
Kid's got like a fucking scarf. He's like Chris Jericho.
Oh man.
And
Bust out the bubbly.
These kids are very well adjusted for this
like,
too.
I know,
lost
they
their
really-
families and stuff, and
they
hey,
really
just pick
are.
up next week and pick up a whole new family.
kids, they do that.
They're resilient.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the little girl showing signs of. She's like, "Are you throwing those perfectly good guns away? At least give me 4."
Yeah, well, it's they're setting a good example because he's not just throwing the guns like on the ground. He's like putting them in the trash can.
Trash can for the trash man to come pick
And
up.
and our girl Sam's waiting for them across the street, and they're like, wait, because guys, the electricity's still working.
Yep,
Everyone's dead, but they're like,
Solar power.
so the light's like, wait for the light. And,
Don't cross against the light.
And Sam's like, what the fuck? There's nobody alive. I'm gonna cross the street, and just she does, fucking car just zooms past her, almost kills her again
almost.
for the third fucking time. Sam almost dies.
Man,
Pulling at your heartstrings, man.
It was.
Playing him a roller coaster with Sam.
Sean, who do we got here? Who's pulling up?
We got a stereotypical Valley guy who's driving a nice little convertible.
Perfect match for Sam.
This sounds right up Sam's alley.
And what's he say to her? He says,
Totally.
You shouldn't cross against the light.
Yeah.
That was totally stupid, girl.
I'm sorry I almost killed you, but don't cross against the light.
And she's like, hey, you're pretty cute. What's your name? Danny Mason Keener.
Daddy
Mason,
Mason Keener.
Danny Mason
And
Keener.
she's like, hey, man, you want to fuck? She's like, fuck yeah, I do. Shred that dick. And they shred some rubber, and they take off. As they take off, we see a vanity plate in the back. He's like, I got 23 of these cars. I'm a pretty big deal.
Wait a minute. You're bringing a whole new thing to this. How did he get that vanity plate?
I think maybe it was his real car.
That might have been a real car.
Maybe he didn't steal this one.
He said he had 23
He
of
said,
them?
I take
This
for
might have
his
been
word.
his...
He really owned 23 cars.
I think he was a real deal rich kid because that explains exactly.
But
He was not going to
guys,
change his
we're losing the headline here. The fucking license plate says D.
Murray really wants to hit on this one.
DMK, guys.
What
That's
is
the
DMK?
From the Tempest game at the beginning of the movie. It all comes full circle. I'm glad they
you have a
didn't
sound
put
effect for
much
mind
like
blowing?
Griff.
No.
They didn't put it together, and I'm glad because I think Reg would have killed his fucking ass for daring to steal one of her spots in the top 10 attempt.
If she had to play one game to knock him out,
No.
she's got to be pissed.
This is going to be rough. If she ever finds out about it, because they're the only 5 people that, or 6 people with the kids. Yeah, 6 people
Yes.
that they know about. When Reg finds out about him fucking with her high score, with her leaderboard, she's going to get heated with him. That's going to turn into a little bit of attraction. She's going to fuck him.
Up?
That's Reg's MO.
That's Reg's MO. That's totally in character. This is This is what Buffy would do too. Pretty sure. Based on not seeing any Buffy.
Definitely would have killed the vampire. I know that much.
But she would slay that dick too.
If there's any vampires out there, Reg will kill you.
Slay it or shred it.
And so they ended with a nice game of some Matthew Stafford catch, and they throw the ball, and the credits go a rolling.
Oh man, this is a fun. This is a fun one. This is a good one. I love getting a new movie in the mix here.
It's been too long. You gotta come back sooner.
I really would appreciate
This was a swan
that.
song, actually. I was proven to be a charlatan tonight. Apparently, I didn't have my facts straight.
Stop it.
Oh,
These notes are going to be burned in effigy.
Oh, come on.
It.
There's
Be happy to be back.
50% of the facts that are on this show are false.
Or made up.
Or made up.
And so you're in good company
Fair enough.
when
I feel it.
people don't come here for knowledge.
No,
or
they.
facts
I would hope
or
not.
Truth.
They come to hear the truth stretched to its limits.
Yes.
Well, Murray, we have one night of the week. We're going to go into the next night of the week. We did Night of the Comet. You know what we're going to do next week?
I hear it's a little movie. Your selection.
I'm doing this one. We had a very dear guest on last year. Wow, we've been around that long. Last year.
A year and a half we've been
Yeah.
around.
He was on for a couple episodes. He's not going to be able to join us. And so even before we started doing this, he suggested 31 movies for me for all 31 days in October. This movie's going to be one of them. So Night of the Comet was this week. Next week, Night of the Demon.
So we're going from post-apocalyptic straight to hell.
It's going to be a good time.
So
I expect good things.
I hope so.
So this is Golan-Globus Theater coming at you from the very depths of hell, telling you if you're in hell, you're going to really keep it warm.